Hello and good morning.
Good morning, Arrow. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, thanks. I listened to your voicemail there. I actually live in Los Angeles.
Oh my God! Wait, the phone number it says Iowa. See how that AI thing is? How you can't trust it. You can't trust it.
No, yeah. Yeah, but how's everything going?
Absolutely fantastic. I'm very excited to share a conversation with you because I believe that with fashion, we have a culture. From culture comes a lifestyle. The future belongs to you first.
I love it. You are absolutely correct. Fashion is a real form of expression and is a real way to be able to get out to the type of fashion that I'm really into is a real way of expressing your actual artworks and your art forms and making functional art and stuff like that. Right. It's just like a canvas on a wall is viewed as viewed as art. Yeah. And a lot of times when somebody's wearing a t-shirt, that's not always viewed as art, but there's a lot of artists that had to go into making that t-shirt happen just so that way that one person could wear it. Right. It's got a lot more functionality behind it. Something tangible, physical. You're wearing it every day. It's getting a brace. It's got to go through and withstand the elements, right? You're going to wear it outside. It's going to get rained on. You're going to wash it, right? So yeah.
But I speak your street, and the reason why is because even with my own artwork, I was trying to put it on everything from plates to pottery. I was trying to get it everywhere. In fact, I started putting poetry in it because people will come and read the words. Oh my God, there's also a painting here. So you're right. Yeah. You've got to work that art.
Exactly. Additionally, not only am I, on the side of the artist side where I help develop and I do a lot of design work and all that sort of stuff too, but I actually help a lot of individuals, creatives, major performing artists, influencers and celebrities kind of make their own sort of fashion lines and clothing lines as well as product-based lines as well. We do cosmetics. We've been making shoes. Any and all sort of garments and wearable items under the sun. We do that stuff all day long, but also going into and making plastics and making, figurines, carpets, pillows, home decor goods, you name it, we kind of make it over here.
Wow. Well, I've got to ask you then, because I've got a podcast on iHeartRadio that deals with it. Is creativity an addiction for you?
That's actually a really good question, Arrow. And for me, my answer would strongly be yes.
Yes.
It's kind of two-sided. To be fully transparent and honest with you, I actually come from a background that has struggled with addiction in the past, and it's not just the creative side that I quote unquote am addicted to, but it's also kind of the work around it and the business of it, right? It's almost as if I mean this in a healthy, positive way, but it's almost like I switched one addiction for another.
Yep. I get it.
Yes. The business aspect side of things, as well as the fashion, the creativity side of things, are both very addictive. I can't get away from it. I have no desire to get away from it. I don't want to get away from it. I want to keep doing it. Right.
We have become that generation that now loves all bodies and sizes. And I believe that's because of you designers. You have set the stage for us to be in love with everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, a lot of I work with several artists and musicians that are of much larger stature. And in fact, I'm currently making a special line for somebody that is a size 9XL.
Wow.
And then one of our main kind of go-to clients is traditionally a size 3XL. And we've developed a whole bunch of custom fitting, custom shaped garments that fit these that fit those folks extremely well, or exactly how they want them to fit them, and we've developed full size lines behind them as well, so that way we can go sell the medium or the large or whatever it is, but that is to their kind of shape and size and the fit that they're wanting. So it's we kind of allow the full customization there. It's not just like I'm buying a blank T-shirt that comes in these preset sizes. No. We're sitting down, we're making a custom pattern, we're drawing it out, we're cutting the material, sewing it all together. That's a lot of the stuff that we do over here.
When you're branding someone's image, such as a musician, how do you keep it from going overboard?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, Arrow, there's two aspects that we can look at this, especially when it comes to the musician side of things, right? There's one lane, which is the traditional lane that the industry is very used to and everything, and that's simple merchandise, right? That's where, say they come out with a new album or something, and we just take that album cover, I throw it on a T-shirt, and I say, okay, have a great day, right? Here's your album merchandise. Or they're on tour, and we take the tour dates, slap that on the back of a T-shirt, put their face on the front of the T-shirt. Okay, that's your merchandise, right? It's very one-dimensional. It is all about the artist. It is all around the artist. It's for the consumers of that artist to be able to kind of maybe remember the night and maybe show a little bit of extra support to that artist. But that lane is very shallow, if you will. Where we really like to kind of play ball is primarily around developing a full brand that is a step removed from the artist. So we're not going to put the artist's face on these garments. We're not going to put his tour dates on these garments. We're not going to put his name, the direct name of the artist anywhere on these garments, right? It's really about finding kind of things that they're interested in, finding a lane that they can kind of agree upon, where it's like, hey, I really like these sort of outlets. I really like these sort of things. Let's build a brand based around that, and then use the artist's, following and consumer base and leverage that to be able to go start getting fans of the brand, right? We want to build something that is going to outlive the music artist, right? In today's world, especially the entertainment and music world, it's very volatile. You don't really know, right? So you could have a hit song, and then all of a sudden, that's it.
Yep.
Right? Things fizzle out. And if you're just doing merchandise, well, the second that things fizzle out, well, that merchandise is going to fizzle out as well, right? So if we're able to develop a real brand based around somebody, and as that person has that moment in the limelight, and they're able to wear the pieces, leverage those pieces, and actually start building a following based around a brand as opposed to the artist directly, that's where we can start seeing it live longer than that one hit wonder, or live longer than the musician or the entertainer was imagining. Allowing them, if they ever stop touring, or if they ever stop making music or going on the road and doing all that sort of stuff, there is still a lane for them to be able to make money, or say they pass away, right? Their children can still be there to receive money from this brand that we've built up.
Wow.
And in fact, there's a lot of legacy rock and roll brands over the last 6 months or so here that we've actually been working on, kind of going down that lane, as a lot of these sort of guys want to kind of stop touring, right? They're in their 60s, 70s. They're kind of, they've been doing this for the last 40, 50 years. And for the last 40, 50 years, all that they've been releasing is merchandise that says their name, shows their album cover, and that's it, right? Now they're starting to realize, well, shoot, Target's buying less of my T-shirts now, as our music's getting older and older. I'm not selling as many tickets to my shows anymore as, we continue to tour on, and there's new musicians coming up. And so then that's a lot of times where we kind of come in and we help them kind of develop this not really out of the box, but outside of the normal realm brand for them. And then they just take that with them. They start leveraging that. We start building its own following in its own lane. And it's basically its full-own entity at that point, right? And that's a lot of what I enjoy to do and a lot of what we do.
In this day and age, a lot of people are wearing very tight clothing. It's almost embarrassing to take a look, and I feel so bad, but you have to look.
Yes, there is a lot of very tight clothing out there. But earlier on, we were talking about all the different shapes and body sizes and stuff. There's, on the contrary, we're making some extremely loose fitting stuff as
That's
well.
That's my world.
Yeah. I'm currently here wearing some very baggy, open bottom sweatpants right now and a loose wife beater tank top here. Yeah.
So how are you dealing with supply chain issues? Are we ever going to get up, or are we ever going to catch up?
Are we ever going to catch up? Well, look, supply chain issues are always going to happen.
Okay.
Right. That's just like a restaurant. There's always going to be a moment of time where they run out of strawberries and they can't make that smoothie. Right. It's a thing of business. The mess ups are, what we like to do is try to mediate and mitigate these mess ups so that way they happen less and less, but they're still always going to be there. There's still always going to be supply chain issues. We saw one very bad issue during COVID where it was like here in America, especially, there was the baby food shortage, right? And everybody was saying, oh, well, they're on the boats that are stuck at your pier, they're stuck in the Long Beach pier. Once you guys start getting those boats going through, you'll have your baby food. Well, we got all those boats going through and the baby food wasn't there. So that means, that means there's an ethical issue with some of these suppliers as well, possibly lying about what was on the boats or what was in the containers that was coming to our ports. And actually, Arrow, I'm working on developing a software right now that allows for full transparency amongst the manufacturing side or the supplier side, as well as the purchaser side or the consumer side. So basically, it's through a scan-in sort of software, each step of the way as the supplier, each step of the manufacturing process gets scanned in and tracked. And then as the end consumer, you have a login account that you can go ahead, log in, and you can see each scan with a photo evidence of where it's at. So that way, say something like that happens again, Arrow, where we have, all these boats stuck at the port that aren't able to get through, and all the suppliers are saying, oh no, there's, you got millions and millions of boxes of baby food on those ships, right? And then all of a sudden I log into my account and I still don't see these things scanned in and photo proof that it's on the container. Right? Well, now I know now I know what the issue is. And so I've actually been developing that for about the last 2 years now. It's called Omni. And we should be rolling out our beta system within the next 6 months or so to start testing out with not only myself and my companies, but also we've got a lot of different partners in the space too, that they'll be trying it out. And if all goes well after the next 6 months of running the beta, then we might even open it up to public access.
Wow. Would you say that your personal fashion involves connection, attitude, as well as community?
Wow. Yes. All three of those are pretty spot on, Arrow. So I don't know. Were you doing some research beforehand? I have a line, one of my own personal lines called Human. And the tagline for Human is we are all human. Yes. Right. And so it's spelled out just like human, Human, but it's an all white text, but then the N is in red text. And what that M signifies is the the nuance and the difference between each human to human.
Yeah.
Look, yes, we're all flesh and bones and blood, right? At the end of the day, we're all the same, except for each one of us has something that makes us unique. Each one of us has something that makes us a little bit different and makes us stand out from the next person, from the way we look, to the way we talk, to the way we act, to what we do. We're all a little bit different, but at the end of the day, we're all still here together as one human species, as one human conglomerate, right? And the red M signifies it. The M. The red M inside of human also stands for myself, signifying the difference. Right. You're right. We are all the same. We're all human. We're all one. But I am, this is me.
Yes.
This is myself. So it's important to be able to keep that community sense, and it's important to keep, the togetherness, but also to highlight the things that make us all different, unique, and makes us, a little bit different than the next guy. And this is what I'm all about, right? I'm all about fashion. I'm all about art, stuff like that. Where Arrow, you're all about writing, and
Yes.
and you have your own tastes and your own world, right? And that's really what human stands for and is really all about.
Wow, Miller, you've got to come back to this show anytime in the future. I love where your heart is.
Thank you, Arrow. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the call and making some time for this.
Absolutely. Will you be brilliant today, okay?
Thank you, Arrow. You as well. I enjoyed it.